In one of his most significant overseas visits under Modi 3.0, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar visited the Indian Ocean nation of Mauritius. Now, this is the same island country which houses the Agalega military base, an overseas naval base of the Indian military meant to counter China's growing presence in the region, which India considers its own sphere of influence. Now, India even financed and developed an airstrip and a jetty on the island of Agalega. In this backdrop, Dr. S. Jaishankar's official two-day visit to Mauritius gains strategic importance for India. Amidst changing power dynamics in the entire Indian Ocean region, India has come to view Mauritius as an integral part of its security architecture to counterbalance China's growing footprint. S. Jaishankar held meetings with his counterpart, Mauritius Minister of External Affairs Manish Gobin, who expressed his gratitude for India extending unwavering support for the Indian Ocean island nation. Gobin termed it a momentous day in the history of Mauritius after he inaugurated several development projects along with S. Jaishankar. In a post on X, Gobin said, quote, "We express our deep gratitude to Dr. S. Jaishankar for reaffirming India's consistent support to Mauritius regarding the Chagos Archipelago, in alignment with India's principled stance on decolonization, sovereignty, and territorial integrity," unquote. So what is the Chagos Archipelago dispute, you ask? Now we'll tell you in just 2 minutes, so stay with us. India's External Affairs Minister termed ties between New Delhi and Mauritius as a special relationship, important for the future of the Indian Ocean region. He further said, quote, "India's ties with Mauritius have blossomed into a robust and multifaceted partnership. The bilateral relations with Mauritius serves as a role model for India's successful development and collaboration abroad," unquote. Both leaders discussed defense and maritime cooperation, economic and trade ties, and people-to-people linkages. Gobin and Jaishankar inaugurated 12 of community projects on the 16th of June, and 8 more will be inaugurated in the next 2 months in Rodriguez and Agalega. India is also looking to launch a satellite for Mauritius, for which there is an ongoing exchange of project plan documents between India's ISRO and Mauritius MRIC. India views Mauritius as a strategic outpost in the Indian Ocean region, through which nearly 60% of the world's oil trade passes. Located at the heart of the geostrategic Indian Ocean theatre, Mauritius is almost 70% Indian origin population and has become a vital pillar of India's geopolitical goals and its Sagar policy. The nation, which consists 4 main islands of Mauritius, Rodriguez, St. Brandon and Agalega, lies in southwest part of Indian Ocean, through which passes one of the world's most important shipping lanes. It gains even more significance for New Delhi given India's desire to improve trade and military ties with Africa. Earlier in March 2024, Agalega saw the inauguration and completion of an airstrip and a jetty made by India, for which the two nations had signed a memorandum of understanding in 2015. Then in 2017, India conducted another survey to strengthen India's maritime surveillance capacity and presence in the Indian Ocean, while both nations on several occasions have denied any military purposes behind this project. Recent satellite imagery shows a hub of construction. Several reports suggesting the setting up of Indian overseas naval base in Mauritius. Of course, India won't be the first country to do so. Nearly every global power has overseas naval bases, especially in the Horn of Africa region. According to reports, India will be stationing aerial as well as naval presence here to increase surveillance in the wider southwest Indian Ocean and the Mozambique Channel. But India is not the only country to have a military base in Mauritius. The island nation has an ongoing dispute with Britain over the Chagos Islands. Now, this is Mauritian territory, but which London considers as its own overseas territory. In fact, United States has a massive military base, the Diego Garcia here, which from time to time finds itself in conspiracy theories. The United States even had to officially refute claims that Malaysian Flight 370 landed at this Diego Garcia military base in Chagos Islands. But there is no conspiracy about the fact that US military has a massive presence on these Mauritian islands, which are under British control. In fact, the United Nations ruled that British control of these islands is unlawful and ordered London to hand them back. Yet, according to reports, the UK has refused any and all plans to return the strategic islands to Mauritius, fearing the same fate would then meet the Falkland Islands. However, India has now backed Mauritian ambitions to reclaim these islands lost to British colonialism. Jaishankar publicly reaffirmed India's support to the island nation on the Chagos Islands issue. India, which itself had been a victim of British colonialism for over 200 years, has backed decolonization and support for sovereignty and territorial integrity of nations. The British had occupied the Chagos archipelago and Mauritius in 1786. While the UK freed Mauritius in 1968, London simply refused to return the Chagos Islands back to Mauritius. The matter went to the United Nations, which ruled in the favor of Mauritius and termed UK's occupation as unlawful. But for India, the larger worry is China's growing footprint in the Indian Ocean region. Neighboring Maldives, under its new government, is increasingly leaning towards China, causing security concerns for India. China also opened its first overseas military base in 2017 in Djibouti, highlighting its aspirations to dominate the Indian Ocean region. PNA has also increased deployment of surveillance vessels and spy vessels and dual-purpose civilian research vessels in IOR, which again are suspected of surveillance and intelligence gathering purposes. Chinese activities in India's backyard have somewhat forced New Delhi to improve its own military and diplomatic outreach in the region, and Mauritius has emerged as a key player in this strategy. India is making active investments in port expansion projects and regional radar systems from Mauritius to Maldives, Bangladesh and even Sri Lanka, with an aim to keep an edge on any Chinese military presence in this region. The visit by India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar is meant to assure Mauritius of India's unwavering support to be a part of its growth. If you found this news report informative, then do leave a comment, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.